today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the DC Comics 75th Anniversary Kubrick 2-pack. This 2-pack features the 1989 Batman and Superman Returns Superman. For ages 15 and up, this is an adult collectible. It is not a toy. Recommended, of course, for ages 15 and up, even though it says ages 15. This is a 2-pack that Spot picked up actually at a local comic book store. Actually, his local comic book store. A set that has been out for a while, and I just saw it, and I want to get these sets. More so, really, for the Batman, but you know, it's nice to get also a Superman included as well. Featured on the front, by the way, is the nice DC logo, which really serves as a window as well. You can see the characters, the two Kubricks inside. And speaking of Kubricks, Spot really doesn't even collect Kubricks, but perhaps picking this setup, reviewing it, I might end up getting more into the Kubricks collection. On the side, the picture of both Superman and Batman. Superman Returns. And on the back, speaking of other Kubricks, there is a Batman and Robin from the animated series. There is the Batman and Joker from the Dark Knight. And then, of course, the Batman and Superman from the 2-pack we're looking at today. This comes to us from Medicom Toys as well. And you can also go to www.bearbrick.com as well as www.medicomtoy.co.jp. Certainly if you want to collect more of these. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to certainly take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at both the 1989 Batman and Superman Returns Superman. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Having a look at both Kubricks, unfortunately, neither of them come with display bases. Neither of them come with display bases or really accessories. Superman I could kind of justify. Superman really doesn't need accessories, perhaps maybe some kryptonite or what have you. But Batman really would have been nice if he had come with his grapple gun or some batarangs. Unfortunately, he does not. But let's have first a look at Batman. Now, this is the Batman from the original 89 movie. You can tell by it's slightly, of course, a little bit different than what we got with the Batman Returns bat suit. But I think for the size of this, and you're ballparking at a little over 2 inches for these pieces, you know, it's not a bad looking piece. This is kind of just a little fun collectible, because we really haven't gotten movie licensed things like Mini-Mates. These are a little bit taller than, of course, a Mini-Mate, but they're neat looking pieces. The costume isn't actually a complete black. In fact, it looks like almost in the camera that it's showing a little bit brighter than what it actually is in person. The torso, the legs, are a lighter color than the black gauntlets and gloves, of course the cowl and the lower boots. But, you know, far be it for Spot to really be comparing brands, but it is a very similar looking setup, a body to that of a Mini-Mate. Very distinct aspects to Kubrick's, though, things such as like the peg holes on the tops of his feet, and just really the blockiness of it. But it has very similar aspects, like this whole torso piece is a separate piece that gets added on to the main base of the Kubrick. The head that does come off, it's just actually just a pegged head, but the cowl or anything like that does not get removed. It's part of the face that's underneath. So removing the entire head will just really take the entire top part of Batman. You know, you won't be able to see a human face or anything like that underneath. He does have a cape. Now, the cape is probably like very similar to like a plastic. It's a little more flexible than I would say the Superman cape is, which I'll look at in a second. The only problem with it being this pliable plastic is it's more susceptible to things such as creases, you know, little folds and stuff like that that you wouldn't get with a pre-sculpted cape like what Superman gets. It flows a little bit more than Superman's, but it just looks a little, especially when you start in the packaging as well. Like a lot of these areas, you could see where it was sitting in the packaging, which is a bit of a shame. There's the underside of his suit, showing the gold utility belt from the back, certainly from the front there as well. But it's got some really nice details. Again, for a simplified version of Batman, it looks nice. I like it. Articulation, now he doesn't really have articulation in the head. It just kind of moves slightly left and right. I mean, it doesn't move up and down or anything like that. The arms are on a ball joint, so they do peg out, or they do move out. you can pretty much move him to about there, and then any further than that, this arm runs the risk of popping off that socket. The arms do go forward and back. He has a swivel in the hand. He has a swivel in the waist, which is actually right below his utility belt, just like so, but it doesn't, as you can see, swivel very far. And then the legs go forward, back, and slightly out. Again, my interest really to get the set was probably more so for the '89 Batman, and not really so much for the Superman. The Superman looks nice, but I like the Batman here. I'm not really sure if Medicom would ever really approach a larger license whereby they could take, you know, the idea of the '89 Batman, maybe give us a, you know, a Jack Nicholson Joker, and you know, even a Batmobile would have been an impressive add to this collection. As far as I know, though, they've only really done the Batman on his own, of course paired up with Superman here, but it would have been interesting to see where they could have gone with this property beyond just this figure here. But I like this Batman. I'm going to give this Batman here an 8.5. Moving along, putting him down, stay, we're going to have a look at Superman, which, you know, is pretty good. Granted, it is the Superman from Superman Returns, a very lackluster Superman movie, but still, I like the detailing on him. The color definitely is very vibrant on this Superman piece. Now, whereas the Batman had the additional cowl piece that sat, and chest piece that sat over top, because he had the cape and the cowl, it really, you can see where it kind of, it's not as a predominant additional top torso piece, because he has all the other stuff to offset it. Superman, on the other hand, because he doesn't have the cowl and he doesn't have the cape attached where it is, you can really make out more that this is a torso piece, especially certainly in the shoulder area. It looks a little too much, but still I think it works because, of course, this is Superman. You can kind of justify it. He's got the curl, the Superman curl. The hair is pretty good. The hair can be removed. Very similar to a Mini-Mate. And again, I'm really happy with the coloring. The coloring is a nice, vibrant coloring indeed. He's got a raised Superman emblem on his chest there as well. Now, his cape versus the Batman cape, Batman cape was a more pliable plastic. This is just a sculpted piece of plastic. It's not going to go anywhere, and it's not going to move or anything like that. However, you know, the good end of that is it's not going to get creases and crinkles like that cape would. So it has good things and bad things to the fact that it's, you know, a pre-sculpted cape. Articulation would be the same as the Batman here, although his head does rotate left and right. Doesn't really move up and down, just basically a swivel left and right. His arms are on a hinge. That hinge ball joint, the same as what we saw with Batman. It's a little more hindered, I think, because these shoulder pieces, although I guess really because Batman doesn't have those shoulder pieces, he has a lot more movement in the shoulders. Superman, a little more limited. He does have the swivel in the hands. Swivel certainly in the waist. You kind of have to get underneath the cape to start wiggling the waist at all. And then, of course, his legs go forward, back, and out. I'm not really... Again, Spot doesn't really collect a lot of the Kubricks, the Bear bricks as well by Medicom. But I would love to have seen where they could have gone more with these properties. You know, perhaps maybe we could have gotten a Lex Luthor. You know, display stands also would have been a nice added touch too. Because, again, they're a good size. They're not big. They're a little bit bigger than what you would get with, you know, a Mini-Mate. You know, Lego. Certainly Lego would be down here. But, you know, I like the size of them. I just wish that they would have done more besides like the 2-packs that we've been seeing. They have done other things, and they've really, you know, they've encompassed, I think I've seen some other DC properties that they've done, but it's just a shame. I would have loved to see them get more mainstream and release a full line like this. And, you know, vehicles and stuff like that would have been greatly appreciated as well. Superman, I'm going to give him an 8. Nice coloring, nice and vibrant, but I think for me, still the money is with Batman. I think he is my favorite, definitely, of this set, and again, was the reasoning why I picked up this set in the first place. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the DC Comics 75th Anniversary 2-pack, Medicom 2-pack Kubrick set. which featured the '89 Batman, which is a really nice looking piece, and also had the Superman Returns Superman. These are, for the most part, probably available at most your comic book stores. If you don't see them, I would say probably your best bet is maybe aftermarket, eBay, and what have you as well. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. Let me know down below. Weigh your thoughts in down below and what you think of these two sets, or this set of 2-pack. And perhaps maybe you've picked up some Kubricks along the way as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Whew.